Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming and another altars video. So, you want to escape the sun, get out of the main part of the very first quest? Well, no worries. I got your back. I'm gonna walk through you step by step how you can escape the sun. We're talking about how to place the pylons and of course creating your altars. You know what to do. Leo! Once again, thanks for watching everybody. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Now, the very first thing you need to do to escape the sun is to follow the instructions, although they can be quite a few things for you to do. Now, initially, you need to get water to fill up your ship before you can leave and then start the engines. That's essentially what we need to do, but there's a lot of other things that we need to do in between. First thing first, create yourself the womb. Go into your build a module called the womb, and attach it to your base. Now that you have built the womb, well, we can actually start cloning. This is what the altars is called, the altars for, because we're going to be cloning not only ourselves, but a nice little sheep for the very first test. So we're going to come over here and get it by testing Rubidium. You get the Rubidium from going out and exploring. I'll show you where that is a little bit later if you don't already have it. Okay, so once you have that Rubidium, you're going to come over here, create the womb, and basically clone a sheep. After that, you're going to go over here and create yourself a call down to where I believe it might be Earth. I'm not mistaken. But anyway, after you call down to the good old Earth, then we can do the next part of this step. And that is creating a nice little scanner. This is what we're going to need in order to scan for the resources, which is going to be water. And then we're going to shoot that water back to the ship, and then we'll be able to leave. All right. So in order to do this, come over to your crafting table and hold down that X if you're on PlayStation to speed up the time to craft. All right, now it's time to get that water. They're called organics. Showed you where it is right here on the map. Circle. We're gonna go through where that arrow is, and this is where the Rubidium is as well. So if you want to get the Rubidium, you didn't know where it was, well, this is the location of the Rubidium. And then after that, it's going to be right up here to the left. Here we are. This is where the Rubidium is. We're going to make a right to get to the resources where the water is. So if you want to get the Rubidium first, there's a Rubidium. You go back over to clone the sheep. And then you're going to come back over here after you create the scanner. And then we're going to put down these scanners to scan the ground. And then we're going to put down the pylons so we can extract the water. So let's do this. Once you are here, you will have a nice small little tutorial, not really telling you exactly what to do, but you want to put the scanner down. What I like to do is put a nice circle around the vents that are coming up. And once you place down all of the scanners, then you'll have like a grid that will pop up. And then it will show you exactly what you need to do next. So first things first, use your lovely pylons. We're going to go ahead and scan. We're going to make a square around these different vents and use all of your little scan points like so. Boom, there's one. And then we're going to go ahead and do this on the next one. So make sure you place them all down, and then once you place them all down, the grid will come up like so. And then after that, you can hold down O1 and bring up your menu, and now we can go into building mode, and now we can place down a mining little outpost. So we're going to place this down right where the water indicator is, so just place it right down on top of that, and you're pretty much good to go. Now we can use the pylons. The pylons, we're going to have to connect these and connect them to that resource, a little base that we put down right there that's soaking up all of the water. And then place the pylons down all the way back to the ship. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so now that we have that pylon ready to go, it's automatically going to attach to the little mining structure that we just placed down. Now you'll see right here we have some feet, and these feet will go all the way down to 0. If you go all the way down to 0, it won't connect. Plus the green light also is an indicator to let you know exactly how efficient it will be. Plus the pylons will also change colors as well if you cannot place them down. So it's a little bit color coordinated to help kind of get you through this. But once you get down to 0, that green line is just going to disappear. So just make sure you connect the pylons, get them really close to each other, and do this all the way back to the base. Now, once you finish doing this, and then, well, you're going to get a nice little update on the quest, which is cool because now we'll be able to fast travel. And once we be able to fast travel, we can go back and forth from these different resources, which is cool because you can come over here and you can speed it up by just going back to that mining structure, the first one that we placed down, and speeding up the time. Of course, this is going to take a lot of more energy. Then you're going to have to wait some days, and that's where the time comes into play. Alright, now that we have placed down those pylons all the way back to the base, we now have water going to the base, but we still can't leave because there is a lot of water that we need to fill up. So in order to do that, like I said, you want to fast travel back over to where we placed down this mining source, and you want to work on it. And now you can see the water is starting to fill up. Do this all the way until you're tired, and then head back to the base. I needed to head back anyway because I had a radiation storm coming when I was playing, so I'm going to head back to the base by fast traveling. Alright, now that we fast travel back to the base, I'm going to go to sleep just because I was tired, and it's a radiation storm out there as well. Now that we go ahead and sleep, we're going to do the same thing over again. Alright, we're going to sleep, we're going to wake up, the day is going to pass, and we're going to go right back outside, back over to that same mining source, and start working on it all over again. So let's do this. Now that we have finished working on it, as you can see, once you fill up the right allotment of water, the quest is going to update, and now we need to build a kitchen. So we got the water all the way to the ship, well, our base, and it's filled up, ready to roll. But now we need to build a kitchen. So we're going to go back to our modules, build a kitchen, and attach it to our base. Alright, now after you finish attaching the kitchen and you build it, well, we're going to have to make a couple meals. Right? I mean, all of this is what we need to do in order to escape the sun. And it is a countdown timer on the days as well. So we kind of need to do this and make it quick. Once again, you need to use your energy by creating meals if you are tired. Once again, you're going to have to go back to sleep, wake up, do it over again. The day is going to pass, which means you're getting one day closer before that sun comes up. But we got a lot of things done. Now that we have prepared all of the meals, then we pretty much are good to go. The next thing that we're going to do is, well, you guessed it. We're ready to get up out of here, but not so fast. Sunrise is in just a few days, and now, well, we still have a few more things to do. Like I said, for me, I had to go ahead and create these meals, so we're going to go ahead and create these meals. After you finish creating the required amount of meals, the quest is going to update yet again. Now, this time, we need to prepare the meals. After we prepare the meals, you want to hold down the Q, and trust me, it could be a little bit confusing. Come back over here, work on it like we did again to speed up the time. It's just not automatic. It is automatic, but it's really slow. So this will help you speed up the time, all right? After that, we need to go ahead and get this lovely module. So we're going to go ahead and create this module. We have the radiation barrier. Now we need to turn this bad boy on. All of this can be done under production, as you can see right here. You just need the required mats. You can go get the mats by going outside and mining resources. Okay? Now that you know exactly what you need to do by getting those resources and how to craft them, go ahead and craft yourself the required parts for your ship. And then you just need to start the engine, right? Not so fast. Once you try to start the engine, you'll see that, well, it doesn't start. And you're not a mechanic, which means you need some help. And that's where the altars all come into play. Now that you tried to start the engine, well, you need to come back over here to the machinery and kind of like reset everything. Now after you reset everything, we need to start the engines at the command center yet again. Test the engines out, and no dice. Yeah, so I was confused. I was like, why can't we start the engine? But that's cool. Come back over to the emergency switch again and hit it again. And now we're going to come back over here. And now we need to call the Allied Corp, because now we done everything and the sun is still coming and we're pretty much are going to die. Because we don't know what to do, because we're not a mechanic. And that's where the altars come in. Now, once again, we are going to head back over to the command center. And we're going to try to start those engines up again. But this time we're going to access our lovely DNA structure, so to speak, because they've been basically keeping all of our memories. So once you come back over here, this is where you can create your altar before you can start those engines up again. All right. So now we're going to basically clone ourselves, which is pretty cool. So we're going to come back over here. We're going to create a call back down to Earth and let him know exactly what's going on with the quantum computer. And he's basically going to tell us, yeah, we kind of been, saving up all your memories. And, yeah, but it's for a good thing, because if we didn't, you wouldn't be able to create yourself an altar. So, I mean, I guess it's a kind of good thing they've been recording our whole memory. Now we're going to go back over to the quantum computer yet again. And now we can select technician. This is going to be our very first alternate. You're going to have just about the required of mats to create them. After you finish creating your first altar, now he will be able to help things right on the ship, so to speak. But you're going to have to work things out with him a little bit. There are some dialogue options. Keep him happy. Make sure, you're on his team. You want him to be an individual, because he's not your clone. Even though he is your clone, he's his own individual, right? He's his own man. All right. So after you finish speaking with him, make sure you stay on his nice side, so to speak, and then he will help you out. And now you're able to flip the switch, so to speak, and get up out of here. Finally, after all of that, you can come back over here to start your engines. All of that just to start the engines, my dude. And then you're on to the next part of the journey. How cool is that? That's pretty much what it is. If you wanted to know how to escape the sun, that is how you do it right here in the altars. But for right now, that's pretty much going to for the video. Hope you truly enjoyed it. Now, as always, if you're new to the channel, how you doing? And welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. Right here at Karpo Gaming, below the wide variety of videos range from updates, tips and tricks, guides and news, and a whole lot more. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Once again, thank you everybody for all your love and support. And as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.